Hi folks, welcome back. Apologies for the lack of videos over the last few weeks. The weather in the UK has scuppered all of my outdoor footage. I've got quite a bit of a backlog to be working on. So with that in mind, I was really pleased to receive the Sofirn LT1s. Now we should all be familiar with the Sofirn LT1 lantern style light. This is probably one of your best fully featured lanterns that's available currently, but some say perhaps it's a little bit on the chunky, large, heavy side. So the LT1 has now been joined and complemented by the LT1s. I assume that the S stands for short. So let's have a look. The first thing that threw me about this light is where on earth is the battery? There's the slot for the battery, and we take a 21700. It just simply pops in there. But just before we do that, I noticed that we've got a spring tucked in down there, and one on the tail cap as well. Now that gives us a clue before we even start that there's going to be quite a degree of tolerance in the type of battery that you're going to put in this. And I labour this point because this type of lighter, you know, camping, outdoor type of use, you might want to use a variety of 21700 batteries. You know, they might be protected, they might be button top, they might be flat top, but that kind of spring arrangement in there, we've got plenty of leeway. And in fact, that much leeway, I mean, if we grab a, you know, an 18650, as you can see, they're considerably shorter, same voltage. It doesn't say you can do this in the manual, but there we go. Fits and works fine. So right from the get-go, I really did like that push comes to shove battery capacity, capability, if you like. Obviously you're going to get a reduced run times with the lower capacity in an 18650 if you're going to do that. So let's put the 21700 back in there. USB-C charging, power indicator on the top. So when we turn on, we can see kind of what power we've got left in our battery. Connected up there to a mains charger. I can charge the battery and I can run the light as well. That will depend on the output of your charging device. I can even remove the battery and run from the mains. Really useful if you're on a campsite, for example, and you've got access to the mains power, or using a power bank. Same again. I can run it solely from a power bank, or I could put the battery back in and do the same as I did similar with the mains, combination of charging and operating the light. So I think you've got maximum flexibility and usability there, haven't you, with those options available to us. Operation wise, really simple. One click on, one click off. We can have stepped or we can have ramping. This one's at stepped, and we can hold, scroll through our 4 power modes. From the on position, a double click will light up either the back side LEDs, the front side LEDs, or both. Now let me just trick my camera and show you what that does. Brilliant. You can probably see now it's absolutely obvious that we've got this kind of ring of LEDs there on the inside and the same there. And what that does is, if we double click, we can see that I can activate one or the other of those sides, or both. And what that's going to enable us to do, and in this mode it doesn't show it too well, but if I'm popping the light in a corner or something like that, I'm going to vastly save my battery power by not wasting light at the back side of the lamp going off perhaps somewhere where I don't want it. So that's your 2 clicks. If we go for, let me get it right, a double click but I hold on the second click, I can change and ramp from 27k up to 6000 and stop and hold anywhere in between. You can see the little flash there that told me that I was at the max 6000k, and I can go back down again. A little blink there to tell me I'm down to 2700. The camera isn't showing the 2700 too brilliantly, so I'll have another go and try and demonstrate that a little bit better. But again, I was really pleased with that, to have that, you know, facility to ramp the temperature from all the way down from 27 up to 6000. And then 3 clicks will give us our red mode, which we've got the different power settings for if we want them. We've got our blinkies, which is a strobe and an SOS, and then back to normal, and a 1 click takes us off. And if you don't want the light to come on when it's in your rucksack or whatever, you can simply just unscrew the tail cap a little touch and break the connection, or alternatively, from its off position, 4 fast clicks, and it'll blink there to confirm that the light is now locked out. If you try and operate it, it'll give you that warning to say that it's locked out, but you can press and hold and you can operate the moonlight in its locked out position. And 4 clicks, and a blink to confirm, and we're back on again. So all in all, I think this little LT1s is a really nice addition to have alongside the LT1. And if you were concerned over the size and the weight of the LT1, then as mentioned, that sorted that. In fact, let me just put it alongside an O lantern so you can get an idea of the relative sizes. So it really is a dinky little thing. I think this is going to be, you know, perfect power cuts, camping, general outdoor usage. And what I've been using it for quite a bit, to be honest, is a little bit of a night light. So let's jump to the manual and have a look what it tells us there. So a quick look at the manual there. 500 lumens, 2 hours 20 minutes, 150 lumens, 6 hours, and so forth. Water resistant. How we operate it, which we've gone through in terms of, you know, the functions and the clicks and so forth. 18650 isn't mentioned there, but as I showed you, that did work. The power indication, we've covered that. We've got overcharge and over discharge protection in there as well. And I did see it, I just had to pause while I found that there, the advanced temperature regulation. Step down at 45, 55 and 65 depending on the heat. I guess again that's going to depend on where you're using it, but I personally found that on the turbo it wasn't getting particularly hot and I wasn't noticing any step down at all, but that will depend on the environment in which you're using it. So let's have a look and see what it's like when we turn the lights out. As you can see, folks, well, you can't see them in my front room, but you can see it's pitch black. And there's our Sofirn LT1s on its lowest mode. Next up, and highest. And as you can see, that's plenty bright enough to light up a room. You know, so perfect for camping, power cuts, whatever. Scroll through again. A really pleasant light as well. I've got it on its lower Kelvin, so let me. There we go, I think you can see that. Change back and forth. Go to its higher Kelvin setting and scroll through our modes. I guess that's a matter of preference, isn't it, as to which one of those two you prefer. I prefer that. Seems to me to be a lot more pleasant on the eye, but it's up to you, of course. So I don't think there's really much more to show you, folks. Perhaps one last scroll through our modes, and overall very, very pleased with it. Catch you soon.